Formerly lazy people, what things did you do to overcome your laziness? One recent revelation that I had about motivation and action was that so much of what I decided to do was very much based on whether or not I was sitting. Sounds kinda dumb, but, you know. Do I need more water? Yeah, but I'll get it next time I get up. Do I need to check my work email? Yeah, but I'll check it next time I get up. Do I need to chop those veggies for dinner? Yeah, but I'll do it when I get up. It's inertia. I don't want to put in the effort to start something if I'm already at rest. I enjoy rest. Rest is comfy. Rest feels nice. So, I started to turn it to my advantage, at least a little. I sit on my ass, at rest, for as long as I please. Eventually, I will have to get up. Everybody's gotta go to the bathroom sometime, right? So instead of just going to the bathroom, doing one thing while I'm up, I do two things. Doesn't matter what they are. I'm standing, so I'm in action. Take care of whatever forced me to get up, then do something I know I also need to do. I don't push myself, or go on cleaning sprees or anything, but once I'm up I just think, might as well do this while I'm up. Silly little idea, but it's been working for me. And then when I've done two things, I return to my sitting on my ass position, until the next time when I will accomplish two more things. Older revelation, squeaky wheel theory. I have a theory that there are big stressors and little stressors in our lives. You got the big ones, money, jobs, relationships, etc. The ones that individually feel like they're enormous, life-freaking stress bullets aimed directly at our brains. Then you got the little ones, bookshelf that's crooked, squeaky door hinges, etc. The shit that you notice all the time, every day, but never take action to change. Because you think you should be working on the big stress stuff, but big stress shit doesn't change in a day, a week, a month, or years. Sometimes the big ones are just a part of life forever. What happens is that eventually, you ignore the little shit, because what's a squeaky door mean to you when you're in a lot of debt, or your relationship is on the rocks? Why bother with it? Here's why, because stress adds up. For a mathematical metaphor, let's say you're in debt, and that debt stress is causing a massive 30 pounds of stress that isn't going to go away anytime soon. Then you have a shitty job where you hate your boss and loathe going into work every morning. 40 pounds of stress right there, and it ain't changing anytime soon. That's a lot of stress. But then you have that squeaky door, but that's just annoying and inconsequential, but it's still 1 pound of stress. Then you have that bookshelf that's 1 inch lower on one side, but that's not a biggie, but it's still 1 pound of stress. And you really should clean your bathtub, but no hurry, but it's still 1 pound of stress. And then there's that mess on the table that you should really clean up, that's maybe a 2 pounder. And then you have, well, 80 other 1 pound stresses in your life. Added up, that's about as much as the few big stressors. The main point is that probably a good half of all the stress we feel can be fixed in, like, 2 hours. Money problems ain't gonna be fixed on a Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m., but by golly, you can WD-40 the shit out of that annoying door hinge in like 20 seconds. You can slide a block of wood under the side of the off-center bookshelf in 30 seconds. How long does the dirty tub take to clean? 2 minutes. Just take an hour a week, maybe 2 hours a week. Deal with the little shit, and I guarantee you that your world will get better. The big stuff will still bother you, but that's okay. It'll just mean that there's not 80 tiny things hanging maliciously over your head all the goddamn time. For the low cost of an hour a week. Edit, okay, I guess don't use WD-40 on hinges, use a proper lubricant. Edit, for all you supremely lazy people, TLDR, 1. Be lazy in bursts. Then when you are forced to be not lazy by something, do 2 non-lazy things instead of just 1. 2. Big stress things are hard to fix. Try fixing the small stress things a bit at a time, because they add up just as harshly as the big ones. Oil the squeaky hinges of your life when you can't buy a whole new door. You know how you sometimes have to pretend to be sleeping in order to fall asleep? I started pretending I wasn't lazy, and then I wasn't lazy anymore. Lists. If you write lists, Especially in a very visible place, it makes it easier to accomplish daily/monthly/annual tasks. Edit: when I was in college I bought a whiteboard and mounted in the living room of my apartment. My GPA went up a full point by the time I graduated, and I've used lists ever since. I gotta start doing this. Maybe tomorrow. The 3-2-1 philosophy has changed the game for me. 3.2.1. Go. Gets out of bed. 3.2.1. Go. Goes to work. 3.2.1. Go. Tries not to U-turn and call off sick. Edit: this also works in ballsy situations. If you have to send a risky text, 3.2.1, go. If you have to open a bill, 3.2.1, go. If you have to dump your girlfriend after she cheated on you with your cousin with chlamydia and a missing pinky nail, 3, 2, 1, get the frick out of my house, Karen. The philosophy of if a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it. If things pile up, then you'll never be motivated to finish your chores, let alone do anything else than procrastinate. Seriously, if something takes less than 2 or even 5 minutes, do it. You'll realize how much shit gets done and you will definitely be less lazy. Don't overcommit, harness it. Laziness is only a vice if you let it control you. The trick is to game it. Do a few tasks now that save you time down the road, so by being less lazy in the moment you can be even lazier later. One of my big ones is to prepare a huge pot of some food I particularly like, green chili stew, for instance, on Sunday, and then just make it my primary intake for the rest of the week. If I plan well, I can go entire days without needing to put on pants. Edit: the chili stew recipes, I've got a couple. One is pretty fly by taste. Take a pound of ground beef, I got ideal results with 90/10ths, and brown it. Add a cup or two of chopped plus roasted chili peppers. Frozen is fine, since you're gonna simmer it. Add a couple of cans of drained plus rinsed pinto beans, and chop up and saute an onion or two and throw them in. Add a can or two of diced tomatoes, including the water. Cover with water or broth. Salt and pepper to taste. Simmer for a good half hour to 40 minutes. The other is a little more laid out, and definitely a winter dish. Creamy chili soup 1 cup, butter 1½ cup all-purpose, flour 4 cups, milk 6 cups, chicken broth 24 ounces, chopped, roasted green chilies, salt and pepper to taste, 2 pinches garlic powder, 2 pinches dried shallots, 2 pinches onion powder, 2 cups halved baby potatoes, 2 cups baby carrots, 2 cups cooked chicken, shredded in a large pot. Add carrots and potatoes and cover with water. Boil on high heat until carrots and potatoes are tender, then drain and remove from heat. In another large pot melt butter or margarine. Add flour and stir the resulting paste over medium heat. Add the milk and chicken broth and whip to eliminate any lumps. Bring to a boil, stirring often to avoid burning on the bottom of the pot, and reduce heat to simmer. Add the chicken, chopped green chilies, salt, pepper, shallots, onion powder, and garlic powder to taste. Stir well and cover. Simmer for 30 minutes and serve, adding vegetables 5 to 10 minutes before soup is done. Recommend serving with tortillas. It's just fine as a vegetarian dish if you use veggie broth instead of chicken and, well, don't add chicken. Edit 2, holy poo, I've been gilded. Thank you, kind stranger. Being around driven and accomplished people, I realized the joy they felt after they accomplished a milestone was far greater than any happiness I felt by doing nothing. When they rested, and when they partied hard. It was amazing to see people living edge to edge on life and pushing themselves to their limits because they can. And I've always wondered, what can I do? It may not be as great as them, but it's better than if I'd done nothing. And I can build on successes. Ever since I was a kid, I'd pretend I was on a game show. Best room cleaner. Look at the efficiency as she mops. 0 streaks on that window. Amazing multitasking. I still find myself thinking this sometimes. Went on antidepressants. They provide enough of a boost that willpower becomes effective again. I mean, I still want to lay in bed all day and do the dishes tomorrow. But listening to the inner voice, and kicking myself out of bed is possible now. Changed my method of thinking. Do a task while I'm thinking about it and just be done with it. Gets it out of my mind and I no longer need to be thinking about it. Do not paralyze myself into inactivity. It doesn't need to be done perfectly, it just needs to be done. I can always revisit and look for ways of improving or being more efficient. Challenge your brain to be hyper efficient. How you can optimize your time in a given moment, to get the max things that need to get done in the shortest amount of time. You have 10 things that need to get done, you only completed 5. You still completed 5 things. Next time, you have a target for improvement. Use laziness as a reward and not a barrier. I reward myself with doing nothing for 3 hours, once I've cleared off all my tasks. Few things feel better than doing absolutely nothing with a clear mind. I pretend I have a drill sergeant in my brain and I'm in boot camp. Every time I am tempted to leave something until later, the drill sergeant tells me that is not an option. To get the frick moving and get shit done now. And then I get it done because I don't want to be that guy that can't seem to leave things better than I found them. Finally, appreciate the effort. When you do something, give yourself some credit. That shit matters. Remind yourself that taking care of your life, in all aspects of it, is a benefit to you. You are worth taking care of. Lazy is a label, it's not a word that defines who you are. You are either doing what needs to be done, or you make the choice not to. Make the choice to do it. Be proud of how productive you are while feeling good about the mindset. You can do this.